Jammu and Kashmir is India's northernmost state, bordering Pakistan in the northwest and China in the northeast. 60% of the state's population practices Islam. The rest form a mix of Hindus, Buddhists and Sikhs. But in Kashmir alone, 97% of the people follow Islam, making it the only region in India with a predominantly Muslim population. It is this Kashmir valley of about 5 million people, blessed with paradise-like natural beauty, which remains the main point of contention between India and Pakistan. Talking to Kashmiris, it is hard to arrive at one clear-cut narrative, but the dominant sentiment seems to be for an independent Kashmir, precisely the option that both India and Pakistan rule out.
ना हम इंडिया के साथ थे ना पाकिस्तान के साथ थे, हम तो इंडिपेंडेंट थे, कश्मीर तो इंडिपेंडेंट था.
We don't need Pakistan, we don't need nothing. हाँ, अगर इंडिपेंडेंट कश्मीर हो जाता है वो हमारे लिए बेटर है.
आज़ादी हमारा हक है और इंशाल्लाह हम लेकर रहेंगे.
2009 marks the 20th anniversary of the start of perhaps the most violent chapter in Kashmir's history. Starting in 1989, Kashmir was overtaken by an all-encompassing violent insurgency. It was fueled primarily by simmering discontent over the unfulfillment of Kashmiri political aspirations.
We reached to the conclusion that there is no space for non-violent democratic movement in India.
Soon after, infused with a romantic vision of freedom, almost an entire generation of young Kashmiri men took to the gun. Many others who resisted the militant path flirted with the idea.
It was a revolt. It was like, a different kind of an energy. And at that point of time, we didn't even know what a gun is. So there was like at different levels. At one level, it was also rebel image. At one level, it was also the teenage,
Romanticization.
Yeah, romanticization. And then also we thought always that there was a cause.
In droves, they made the treacherous journey through the snow-peaked Himalayan mountain ranges into Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Young men allegedly received training in dozens of camps run by militant outfits such as the Hizbul Mujahideen, Jaish-e-Mohammed and the Lashkar-e-Taiba. India has argued historically that the militant groups receive active support from Pakistan's intelligence agency and state institutions. Pakistan has historically denied this charge.
They are making their plans for suicidal attacks. They are making their desperate bids to infiltrate. They are choosing the sea routes. They are choosing the aerial routes to come. And it is all supported actively by the establishments in Pakistan.
In 1989, upon return to Indian-administered Kashmir, the trained Kashmiri militants directed their wrath against the Indian security apparatus. In turn, the Indian state quashed the insurgency unsparingly. The Kashmiri people, caught in the middle, paid the heaviest price. Many became disenchanted by the militant separatist movement and local politicians alike.
Everyone is playing with our sentiments. इनको पता है कश्मीर के ज़्यादा जज्बाती है. जिस तरह मोड़ो उस तरह मुड़ जाएंगे. Whether these are politician leaders or these are separatist leaders. कब्रिस्तान भरे हुए हैं. कहाँ से आएंगे वो जवान माओं के पास? कहाँ से वो बेटे आएंगे? लीडर्स तो करते हैं घर में बैठ के, चलो वहाँ चलो, यहाँ चलो, वहाँ चलो. आगे मरता कौन है? उन लीडर्स के अपने बच्चे तो नहीं मरते हैं. They are on high jobs. Whether they are qualified or not, they are getting their livelihood very happily. मरते हैं गरीबों के बच्चे जो निकलते हैं सड़कों पर.
यहाँ के जो लीडर है ना, क्या कहेंगे हम उनको, उनके पास हम कहेंगे छोटी सी बात, उनके पास दिमाग ही नहीं है. वो अपना जेब भरने के लिए कुछ भी करते हैं, गरीबों को मारते हैं.
Nobody is thinking of people of Kashmir. They only do these things for their own votes. It's a vote bank for both the countries.
Over the past 2 decades, Kashmir has continued to experience the tenuous dance between popular resistance, militant violence and governmental oppression. Corruption in the government ranks is high, while economic development has suffered.
पढ़ा लिखा आदमी है मगर कहीं नौकरी नहीं मिलती. किसी दफ्तर में जाना होता है, बस यह करप्शन ज़्यादा है वहाँ.
इतने पावर प्रोजेक्ट्स है यहाँ पे, हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इतना पोटेंशियल है, लेकिन हमारे पास बिजली नहीं है. जो भी प्रोजेक्ट बनता है वो बाकी स्टेट्स को ये बिजली देते हैं, हमें कुछ नहीं मिलता है.
The main silver lining is that violence has dipped considerably in the past few years.
One small thing we have achieved we have brought down the daily count of dead from 20 to 1 or 2. That's an achievement in itself.
But in 2008, Kashmiris surprised everyone again. In the summer months, the Kashmir Valley witnessed mass uprisings as hundreds of thousands of people poured into the streets to protest non-violently and shout slogans of independence. The events were a stark reminder of unfinished business in Kashmir.
The structure that governs Kashmir is on one side of the dividing line and the people are on the other side. And in August 2008 was a clear manifestation of that division. The entire dominating Indian structure was on one side of the line and the people of the valley were on the other side. And that is what was on display in the streets across the valley everywhere, including this place, Lal Chowk.
A few months later, the same Kashmiri people came out to vote in large numbers, ignoring boycott calls from Kashmiri separatist leaders. At 62%, it was a historic election turnout in Kashmir.
यहाँ के हालात जो दिन ब दिन बिगड़ जा रहे हैं उनको ठीक करने के लिए हम वोट डाल रहे हैं ताकि यहाँ पर जमहूरियत बन जाए, हुकूमत आ जाए अच्छी जो लोगों के मसाइल को हल करे.
Freedom movement is on one side, लेकिन basically I need something for my survival.
रोड नहीं है, पानी नहीं है, बिजली नहीं है, बिल्कुल टोटली नजरअंदाज हो गया ये जो हमारे गांव है.
Sometimes the voices were contradictory, offering a glimpse into the complexity on the ground.
जैसे पहले था वैसे आज नहीं है, फर्क आ रही है.
Regardless, the events of 2008 shook up the Indian government and forced the Kashmiri separatist leadership to go back to the drawing board. The end of the year also ushered in a new government under Omar Abdullah's leadership. Only time will demonstrate what transpires in Kashmir on his political watch. But in the past 2 decades, Kashmir has come full circle, only to jump into a more non-violent orbit. But the point of center remains the same, the right to self-determination.